Hey, the JBs are B with a late Saturday morning edition of Buffy's Angels because I'm a moron about scheduling. Logan is up like the champ that he is, and we're ready to start the first two episodes of season 5 of Angel. All right, it's happening. This is it. This is the final run of episodes of the Buffy verse.
The last time is now.
The last right. Although I'm starting to hear some plot rumors about the reboot, so
What?
we will be getting more.
Wait, we're doing Buffy and Angel?
Well, no, not Angel, just Buffy.
Oh. They got
That's
plot.
what
They're really going forward with that.
it appears so.
Holy shit. I don't want to know
Yeah,
anything. Don't tell me anything.
I won't.
Guys, I'm wearing
Uh,
my yellow shirt in honor of Angel. That episode where he wore that yellow shirt. Remember that?
I
Like
do.
5 or 6 episodes ago?
Yeah, I think it was shiny happy people.
Yeah. But his
Mhm.
was vertical. These are horizontal. And his was long sleeve, button up shirt. Mine's just a t-shirt.
He's a
But I'll
tall
get it
boy.
one day. What'd you say?
You want? I'm saying he's tall. The vertical stripes really work for him.
Well, I'm definitely not nowhere near Boreanaz.
Logan, how tall are you?
I don't know. No, I'm not very
Of course
tall.
you do.
I'm like
Really?
no, not very
I
tall. I'm like
picture you pretty tall.
no, I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'9", 5'10".
Oh, that's just average. It's not short.
I'm not very tall though.
No, no, that's fine. But I was starting to worry. I was like, what is it? Is he gross?
Yeah, you hate short people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of your
I
things.
think it's weird.
Yeah. Why can't you grow?
Right. Like why'd you stop growing right there? That's insane. I just realized the lights off in here. I'm doing this in the dark,
Oh, I
baby.
didn't notice. I usually keep my brightness low because if I turn it up too high, see, my
Mm.
glasses like it really
Oh, good
there's
call.
a
Yeah.
horrible glare on my glasses. So I try to keep it low.
Look at that. That's a little inside scoop on franchise production.
Yeah.
All right. So this first episode of Angel, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's from it aired October 1st, 2003. Okay. The number one song in America, Baby Boy by Beyonce and Sean Paul.
How's that go?
Not a, I don't remember, but it probably, she's like, Baby Boy. And then he's like,
Okay, that sounds good. It'll be the
yeah,
outro, so
right.
we'll hear it.
And yeah, not as good as the movie by John Singleton, Baby
Right, that
Boy.
was one I thought of
Yeah,
first.
yeah. But the number one song in the UK, "Where Is the Love" by the Black
Mm,
Eyed Peas. I believe that was their first number one.
yeah, really. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I thank the Lord every day for that song.
And I thank Will I Am, Fergie, the other guy, and the other guy.
You don't know?
One of them's Apple D App, but
Yeah,
the other one I really don't know.
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Yeah. Um. All right. What a auspicious day this aired on. It was a Wednesday. Uh, Paradise Hotel had premiered on Fox. That's what it was airing opposite. You ever watch that?
No, Taboo
I
seems to be the other guy's name.
Oh yeah. I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Paradise Hotel. I watched every ep. Don't worry about it. It was they put a bunch of people in a hotel. I don't really remember what the premise was, honestly. I watched every episode, including the reboot when they did it like 8 or 9 years ago. Um,
I don't know.
but like it was I feel like it was Love Island, but in a hotel, and every night they like slept in different rooms.
That sounds good.
It was pretty
They
good.
should bring that back.
They did. No one watched it.
Oh, we'll bring it back again. I think people would put it on
Yeah, come
Netflix or
on,
something.
motherfucker. They were ahead of their time twice.
Honestly, it sounds good.
Yeah. All right.
Where's the
Also,
circle been? You think
what do
about
you
that?
mean?
Like, where am I at the circle in like a year and a half?
You're so wrong about that.
Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, we had the
Who,
circle like
who, who? What happened last
5 months
time? Do
ago.
you remember anybody on it?
Yeah, it was the twin boys. Remember, yo, those dudes from Staten Island.
Oh, of course. They played as one of
Yeah,
their girlfriends,
yeah,
Gianna
yeah.
or something like that.
Yes,
Oh, my
yes,
bad. Oh, okay. That
yeah.
does seem long ago, though. It feels like
No, no. You're
okay.
so funny because I feel like every time I start watching The Circle, Dallas says like, "What didn't The Circle just end like 2 days ago?"
I feel that way most times too, but this time for some reason I feel like there's been a long break. But I
No,
guess I'm
man.
just wrong.
I think it's normal. Also airing this night, Karen Cisco premiered. That was a pretty good show. Only ran for one season, but it was a spin-off of Out of Sight. Carla Gugino was playing the Jennifer Lopez character from Out of Sight.
Wow, sounds cool.
Yeah, on a network TV show. Maybe when we cover Out of Sight Jackie Brown, we'll throw in the pilot episode of Karen Cisco.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Who played Clune Dog?
I'm not sure that character was in it.
Just her. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it followed her.
I like that casting though.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean,
Hmm.
they'd never get away with it today, casting a white lady as a character who we'd been introduced to as a Latina.
Gugino is definitely like Italian or something.
Yeah, but Carla Gugino is like the whitest lady ever.
Carla Gugino is not the whitest lady ever.
She's pretty white.
I would say that goes to Julia Stiles, the whitest
Oh
lady
God,
ever.
you're right, man. Just watch her dance and save the
I
last
have not
dance.
seen that. I'm not even going based on that. I don't know what I'm going based on. Whiteness, I guess. She just fits it.
You're right,
Or
man.
Anne
Because
Hathaway.
I
She's pretty
remember
white.
I you like interracial stuff always just looks normal to me, right?
Right, of
Because it
course.
is.
Right.
But I remember watching the movie when I was like when it came out when I was a kid. Maybe I was like 14 or something. And she fucks Mekhi Phifer in that movie. And I was like, this is crazy. It just seemed insane.
Jeez. All right. What's
uh,
O about?
it's a high school remake of Othello.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got Tim Blake Nelson directed it. And Josh Hartnett plays Iago, and Julia Stiles is Desdemona, Mekhi Phifer's Othello,
Okay.
and I
Cool.
think Eldon Henson is there too.
I don't know. Elden.
Sure, you do.
I only know the Elden Rings.
I'm gonna
That's like a
see
nerd
Eldon
thing.
pretty soon because I
What's
think
the
the
Elden
next show
Rings?
I'm watching is I think it's Elden Scrolls. You're thinking of
Oh
Logan.
shit. Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
Elden Ring, it's a video game.
Oh, that is a game. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
but Eldon Henson, he's Foggy Nelson in the Daredevil,
It's
and
the
I'm gonna
Elder
watch that.
Scrolls, by the way.
Oh, thank you. We're both losers.
Yeah, so start with thanks, Elden.
All right. All right. Here this episode aired right after Roy got attacked by that tiger.
What's that?
Remember Siegfried and Roy?
I thought you were talking about like The Office. I was like, is there an Office episode where Roy gets attacked by
No,
a
no.
tiger?
Siegfried and Roy. They were a magic act out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and they worked with tigers. And then in the middle of one of the shows, one of the tigers attacked Roy.
No. Is he okay?
Yeah, yeah, after a while, but I think they had shut down the show completely.
Yeah, you got to.
And they were at the height of their powers. There was literally a Fox animated series about Siegfried and Roy hanging out with talking tigers, and
Damn.
they had to cancel it because it was like, well, now it seems weird because one of them tried to kill him.
I saw a video the other day where like it was on X, your favorite website, and this it was on Swastika.
Yeah.
um, a woman, her dog bit her nose off, and she was like, "I'm still gonna keep my dog. I love my
Oh my
dog."
god, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not
I
kidding.
kicked the shit out of that dog.
Well, she gave it a big hug afterward and said, "I love you," while her nose
Fuck.
was gushing blood,
It's
or
like
what was left of her nose.
it's like one of those relationships, you know.
Yeah, you get beat, but then you crawl into bed then the same night.
I deserved it.
Let's not make fun. That actually happens. It's very sad.
I know. I know,
Yeah.
Logan. I know. All right.
Hmm.
All the time, actually. It's a
I know.
very
Like
constant
every
thing.
woman I've ever known has been in a relationship like, or like
Yeah.
is basically in a relationship like that currently.
Kind of me too.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
All right. The number one movie in America. Shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Wow.
He's got the number one movie in 2003, The Rundown.
That's a good one. Sean William
Yeah.
Scott.
Sean William Scott. I think that's the first time we ever saw The Rock in a jungle, which became his natural habitat.
Okay.
And it was directed by Peter Berg.
That was Peter Berg.
Yeah, it's a Peter Berg film.
What was Peter Berg's name that he didn't he change it to be less Jewy?
Did he? I don't
I
remember
thought you
that.
told me that.
I must
He was
have
like
known
Peter
that at some
Bergstein or
point.
something, and then he changed it
Peter
to
Bergowitz.
Peter Berg. Maybe I'm
Uh,
confusing him with somebody else.
maybe. I'm curious now, though. I'm
Oh,
Googling it.
okay, I'll do it too.
Peter Berg. No, it must have been someone else. He's just Peter Berg.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Peter Winklerberg.
Okay. Um. All right. The number two movie in America, debuting at number two, Under the Tuscan Sun,
Okay.
which my mother liked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think she like watched it and was like, "I wish I was in Tuscany, and
Oh
I
yeah.
was Diane Lane, and I was getting fucked by some guy."
But then that was really porn, and then she changed the channel and pretended she was watching that. What was
Yeah,
that movie? I forget what that movie was.
it was Inside the Tuscan Buns. No, it that was what the fuck was it? It was The Two of Us, I think was the name of the porn. And she said she claimed she thought it was The Story of Us with Bruce Willis and Michelle Pfeiffer.
I gotta watch that and think about your
Yeah.
mom the whole time. Story
That's
of Us. That's a Taylor Swift song.
true.
Story of Us looks a lot like a tragedy now.
Yep, I hear it. I listen to that song all the
I
time.
love that song.
And at number seven, Duplex. That was sort of a failure, debuting at number seven. That was Drew Barrymore and Ben Stiller. They're in a real fixer-upper apartment. It's a black comedy directed by Danny DeVito.
Those are
Not
all
one of his.
white people. What does a black
So,
comedy mean?
oh God, just dark.
Dark comedy. I guess I've
You
heard
never
that
heard the
before.
term black comedy
I was, I
before?
was I was making a bit of a joke. That sounds like a good couple though, Barrymore and Stiller. That's not they sound cute.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie, but also it's not a good movie.
One of those. Would
Yeah,
give it a three, probably two or three.
I think too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, all right, let's get into it. You ready?
I'm ready. I sort of forgot what episode was what. I'm excited to figure out, find that out.
Yeah, I know. We watched these like a few days ago, so sorry if we're
Oh,
not
Mr.
on it.
Hainsley is the second one. I remember him.
Yeah. Sorry if we're not on our game as much as usual.
That's all right. We'll figure it out.
We will. All right. So this first one was written and directed by Joss Whedon.
You can
He
tell.
started last season with three shows on the air. Now he's got one show on the air. So he's like, I
Oh,
guess I'll put all my energy into this fucking thing.
that's cool. It
Yeah.
uh, this episode was pretty cool. I think because of what he contributes in the directing department.
Agreed. Uh the how about that long oneer?
Oh shit. I watched it twice. It was so cool.
It was really good. He said he had to do it 27 times.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Holy cow.
people kept fucking up. All right,
I love the outtakes. Is there anything on DVDs?
there might be. Yeah, they did a good job with the Buffy and Angel DVDs. There's a lot going on there.
I might
Um,
get that.
nice. All right, so this let's talk about it. October 1st, 2003, Conviction by Joss Whedon.
Yep,
Let's hear you scrote your notes. I haven't said that in a while.
it's true. I still don't know what that means. Scrote. What is that?
Honestly, I don't really know. It's just something Nathaniel came up with. He used to say it
So it's
on
not real.
Surviving Survivor. He would say, "I'm gonna screw up my notes."
I type in scrot, informal for the scrotum.
Yeah,
So,
that's what it
oh,
is.
I thought this was
Yeah.
a sort of a real thing we were going with.
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna scroll my notes. We Angel, he saves this woman's life, and then Wolfram and Hart immediately shows up to do a bunch of paperwork, right? Like, what was your name? How did Angel save you? What happened? He was where?
Yeah.
That was
We're
kind of
gonna have you sign
interesting.
something about your immortal soul.
Yeah, so that's fun. That's what Wolfram and Hart's doing these days.
Yeah.
And I was spoiled by what was gonna happen.
Oh wait, we'll get there in a second. I just want to bring up that there's a lawyer in
Yeah,
this scene. It's like an assistant guy who comes up to Angel and he's like, "What do you need? I can get you anything. You want a decaf, a latte, mocha?"
some Funyuns.
Yeah, you remember this guy?
Vaguely, yeah.
Oh my God, Logan.
What?
This actor is T.J. Tyne, who played the character Hodgins in every episode of Bones.
Whoa, that's
This is,
incredible.
yeah, Boreanaz and Booth and Hodgins sharing the screen together for the first time on an episode of Angel. Couldn't believe my eyes.
Yeah, that's very cool. He's just credited here as lawyer.
Yeah,
When does that show start?
the next year,
Whoa.
I think.
Who
I think
created that?
maybe
Or do you know?
Yeah, Hart Hanson created that.
Hmm. Well, shout out to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably got a big pop out of that.
yeah, it was
So
very
there's
exciting.
TJ Tyne, or Tyne. I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right, so the opening creds, yeah, they spoil
James
Spike.
Marsters.
But the thing was, we'd already been spoiled. I didn't tell you this because I wanted you to experience the finale like us Buffy fans were supposed to finish the finale. All right. But here's what happened. Angel ends 2 weeks before Buffy ends. Angel season 4.
Mm.
All right. WB, they go out of their way to be fucking dicks. All right. Because they're still butthurt that Buffy's on a different network.
Right.
And they'd already made the deal to bring the show back for another season with Spike.
Mm.
So as soon as fucking Angel ends its 4th season, Buffy hasn't ended yet. There's still 2 episodes. They announce in the press Angel is returning for a 5th season with James Marsters in the
Wow.
regular cast. All right. So we were just like, all right. So he survives the finale. All right. And then the
That's
finale
horrible.
airs and he dies in the finale. And it just, it never hit me as hard as
You
it
know what
should
this is
have.
like
What?
in the Avengers Infinity War when like Spider-Man and Black Panther die, but we had already announced Black Panther 2 and Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man movie.
Oh, you're totally
And you're
right.
like, well, that I just watched Spider-Man and Black Panther die. That should feel like something. But you know they're having a movie in a year. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know those characters. A lot of those characters are coming back, but still, I remember like in the theater being pissed off in that moment.
Yeah, I think I remember feeling that in the Spider-Man moment because that's really well done.
Oh,
That
that's like the best
scene,
part. Yeah,
yeah, and it was like, oh, they're. I mean, just give me a reset button on this, obviously.
yeah.
Um, I.
But that's horrible. I'm glad you didn't tell me that.
Oh no, I didn't want to ruin it for you the way it was ruined for me.
Yeah,
So yeah, that happened. So I guess they didn't feel like they needed to like fuss around with the
I
opening credits.
yeah I said James Marsters like his name's in the credits, but we don't see that. We only see at the end. We see him walking with the group. That's where we see him. We just see him like with Angel and Fred and Gunn and Wesley and everybody in the
Mm-hmm.
final shot. I was like, oh shit, there's Spike. But there he is. He's not here until the very end though. Um,
Yeah,
but anyway, we see
literally like
these
the last scene.
is like a The Last Jedi. I'm such a nerd. I just keep making Star Wars and Avengers references. I hate myself.
Well, why are you such a loser?
I don't know. I don't know. I hate it.
Um, okay, go ahead.
We meet these two kids. One of them's name is Matthew. I didn't catch the other one's name
I fucking
because
don't
one of
know.
them's like the kid's son. He put the
Yeah,
bomb in his
Corbin Fries' son.
Corbin
Corbin
Fries.
Fries, by the way, I believe is the name of Joss Whedon's nephew. He named this
What
character after
the
his
heck?
nephew. Yeah.
A weirdo. All right. The first and last name?
Yeah, both.
All right. All right, whatever. So they are talking about two things you like because you're even more of a nerd than me: the Punisher and X-Men comics. They're like, I just read Punisher and I want to read the X-Men comics. So that was
Yeah.
pretty fun stuff. Josh wrote this, you said too? Wrote
Joss
and
wrote
directed?
this. Whedon was either maybe he wasn't yet, but he was already like talking to Marvel. He was about to start his run on the X-Men.
Okay.
So that's probably why this is in the episode.
I feel like he's referenced comics before.
Oh yeah, he's a big comic book nerd,
I forget who. Two
but he
guys
did
are
a
talking comics.
Xander and Oz talk about the many types of kryptonite at one
It
point.
was them.
Yeah. So they and Andrew has had some comic book references. But
Yeah.
anyway, fucking yeah, he was about to start a pretty long run on a book called Astonishing X-Men with the artist John Cassidy, who's since passed away, unfortunately.
Hmm.
And that is a extremely good run of X-Men comics.
So he's good at comic book writing.
Yes.
Okay, you say that like he's very good. One of the
Um,
best.
I the the comics that he's created himself, I feel like are just okay, but like
He
for
can
some
jump in there.
reason, if you throw him on like an X-Men comic, he's fucking like he gets the characters amazingly.
He is great at characters. He really understands character. So
Yeah.
that's cool. Maybe I'll check one out. Send me like his best one.
Just read
Or
like
do
the
I have to read them in
first.
order? Like
You
you.
kind of have to read them in order. There's only 25 issues or something.
Okay, I can do that. I can read the Joss comics. I wrote incredible oneer at WH. We start out with
Well,
Fred.
we built a whole new Wolfram and Hart set, and
Oh, it
like
looks beautiful. I think it looks really cool.
Whedon was like, make it big enough so that I could do a bunch of oneers and shit.
He's
so
awesome.
they did.
Yeah. I like the one. My favorite part was probably when we were following Gunn and Wesley, and then we pull out like a long time, and then Lorne just walks into frame, and then we just start following Lorne. That was probably my favorite bit of the whole
I
thing.
think my favorite bit was when we go through the corridor and then into the elevator and then through the other side of the elevator back
At
into
the
the main
beginning or the
area.
one with Angel when Angel comes in? Because we start out with Fred and we do the same
Oh
thing, and
no,
then
the
Angel
one
comes in and we do it again.
that.
That was really good. Yeah.
Mm.
It was honestly one of the most incredible wonders I've ever seen.
It's
I'm
really
not kidding.
impressive. No, I'm with you. I've
I think
always
it's
been blown
probably
away by this.
yeah, I'm talking film too. Like for TV, it's probably the best. I can't think of other ones that would rival it, but even film, I was blown away. I thought it was fun. Gunn has a basketball. He throws the basketball at Wesley, and then he enters
Yeah,
the
there's a
scene
lot going on. There's
so
like
much.
you can see why it took them so many times to do it. Like there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, yeah, it's incredible. And it ends. We go into Angel's office and we meet Eve, the sexy liaison lady.
Yeah. This actress Sarah Thompson, she hasn't really done much. She had a recurring role on Seventh Heaven for a while, I know.
Oh no.
This always felt like a really important role that was miscast.
Oh.
I just don't think Sarah Thompson has the same gravitas that Stephanie Romanoff brought to Lila. Um, and
You think Glory could pull
that's
it off? The Glory actor?
better than this.
Yeah, she was awesome. I miss Glory.
So that I just want to say that's why
I liked her though. She was cool.
when the Joss Whedon Me Too
Oh,
scandal came out, this is one of the actors I thought of.
you when it came out, you already had some confirmed Harmony
No,
stuff.
none of them have been confirmed.
She'd be the first one I thought of, just because
Oh,
how prominent
Harmony
she
is
is.
100 fucking percent. I like
You
I've
said
never
she
been
was,
sure of anything in my life.
and she comes in
Uh
here and she says, she said something about like sycophant, if that's what that guy says that meant or something. And
Mm,
I looked up the definition for sycophant, and that's when you just like suck up to a person in charge.
yeah.
So that's what she was doing to Joss.
There's
Literally,
also one scene where they call her like sexy, and I was like,
of
oh,
course. And her
uh,
outfits, wearing great
yeah.
outfits.
Listen, I think Whedon comes in. He's got only got Angel left. He writes and directs this first episode, and he's like, "Let me bring in my girl Mercedes McNabb, and let me hold auditions for this Eve character."
Oh no.
Hmm.
I think you're right, but I don't want to think about it. Well, who else has been confirmed? Do we know?
No one's been confirmed.
Oh, this is all speculation by you.
Everything is speculation.
Even
We
McNabb.
we just know that he was doing this with recurring guest stars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we can only assume.
yeah.
She has an impressive IMDb. I'm going through it. Her first credit, The Ice Storm. That's pretty cool. I guess one of the little
Sarah
kids.
Thompson.
Yeah. She plays
Yeah,
Beth in The Ice Storm. She was in an episode of The Sopranos later on. She was in Cruel Intentions 2. So we'll talk about her one
I
day.
noticed that they put her in that recent pilot too. Like
Yep.
they must have been like, oh, you're in Cruel Intentions too. We'll give you a part of this.
Boston Public, you know that? She was in
Yeah,
eight episodes of that.
that was a David E. Kelly show.
Okay. Malibu's Most Wanted. Oh, I just spoiled myself how many episodes of Angel she's in. Oh shit. 24 Seventh Heaven episodes. She was in House. Did you say that? An episode of House?
No.
One episode. Brooklyn's Finest from a few years ago. Oh, that was a long time
Oh
ago.
yeah, that was that.
That was 16 years ago at this point. I thought that was like 5 years ago.
No, I think there was another show called Brooklyn's Finest
There's a
that was.
movie.
Oh really?
Brooklyn's
Wait,
Finest, 2009.
what was that show a couple years ago though? That was like a spin-off of Bad Boys.
I don't know that. We'd have to cover
Gabrielle,
that.
I think Gabrielle Union was in it.
Oh yeah. I don't know. That's not what I was thinking of though. She and then she was in oh shit. I went too far. Oh, I was thinking Your Friends and Neighbors. She was in an episode of that too last year. This year. Sorry.
Yeah, that's airing right now. I'm waiting for it to end.
Oh,
LA's Finest
LA's
was that
finest.
show, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. That's LA's finest, right?
What was that?
Was that
Oh,
LA
LA
Night?
Night. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's Sarah
All
Thompson.
right. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. And then that's the oneer we meet her. I wrote Fred with her feet up in a chair. There's like a
Yeah.
part where we're all like doing research and Fred's like in one chair with her feet in another chair.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. We
I
got like
like
a big
they're all
shot of them.
hunkered down doing some research shit.
I like that. It
They're
reminded me of
reading they're reading Wolfram and Hart files, right? Like seeing like who do we represent even?
yeah. I love that type of stuff. It reminded me of Better Call Saul when they're doing like lawyer stuff, like hanging out in the
Yeah,
offices, like
sure.
eating junk food. Like
Hmm.
that's a fun environment to me. And Harmony's here. What is she? His assistant? I didn't really catch it fully.
Yeah. He tries to get his assistant to bring in a cup of either coffee or blood,
Mhm.
and she shows up. It's Harmony.
Really for no reason other than Joss can have sex with her. It's so
Yep.
stupid. It is so dumb. I can't imagine what I'd be thinking watching it without knowing that. I'd be like, what the hell is
No,
happening?
honestly, I popped. Like the
Yeah.
first time I watched this, because it had been a while since we'd seen Harmony. And Harmony is a classic Buffy character. She's in the second episode of Buffy. Um, and so I was like, oh, Harmony, cool. Like I was excited to see her, but yeah,
And I
now
feel like she left, like, she had like a heel turn, right? And then she left.
yeah. Last time we saw her was Disharmony, where
Oh, I
she
thought we
like
had her again after that, maybe.
no, where she turned them into the vampire cult.
Yeah, that was a fun episode at the end with like the
Mhm.
seminar
Yeah.
thing. That was very cute. Yeah. And then but here she's just a good guy again. I feel like nothing ever happened. It was very weird. But I don't know. we
she's off the human blood, she says. She's trying to reform.
yeah, I'm open to good guy Harmony. We'll see if she
Yeah.
can bring harmony to the group, maybe.
Nice. Great.
We meet Corbin Fries, who you said was named after his nephew.
That's right.
Fucking weird. And who is that? His sister's kid, his brother's kid?
He
Do you know any
has
details?
he has two brothers, I believe.
Does he have
It's one
children
of their
himself?
kids. He does not. No.
Is he with anyone? Do we know?
He was married all through Buffy.
No.
Yeah, cheating on
That's the
his
best
wife.
part.
Yeah. Um, he'd bring her to like fan conventions and shit, and we were all like, "Wow, what a nice couple." And they split up around the time the allegations happened,
Hmm.
and now I believe he's single, as far as I can tell.
All right. All right, ladies. Get out there. We meet
All
oh
right,
Corbin.
this actor who's playing Corbin Fry is Rodney Roland.
Yeah.
He's a good journeyman TV actor. He's been in tons of shit. He has a recurring role on Veronica Mars. They even brought him back for like the reboot season.
Okay.
And I will say also, you might know him as the father of the worst character in OC history,
No way. Who is that?
Johnny.
I don't remember him.
What do you mean you don't remember Johnny?
No, I remember Johnny. I don't remember him as the father.
Oh, there's like this one episode
Of
where
course, remember Johnny.
Ryan and Sadie, like, they have to like go
That's the girlfriend of
find.
Johnny.
No, that's like his like
I saw her in something recently.
Nikki Reed.
Yeah, what did I see here?
She wasn't Johnny's girlfriend. She was like his cousin or something.
Oh, what did I see here? Vampire Diaries or something?
Maybe. But anyway, they have to like go on a road trip to find Johnny's father for some reason. I don't remember the
I remember
context.
that. I don't remember it being
I think Ryan
this
ends
bad.
up getting beaten up in a parking lot at some point. Um,
Maybe.
but
That was a
yeah,
bad episode, I think.
that is from like the worst stretch of episodes
That was
of the
like,
entire
what
series.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, we meet. That's where he threatens Angel with the bomb. Later on, we learn that
Yeah.
it's like
Or
in
I'll
his
drop
son.
the bomb.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the actor. He seemed kind of cool. I don't know where he was.
Yeah.
We go to see Spanky. You like Spanky?
Well, I also like the line where he says, I respect you to the summer zero.
Yeah.
That's another good line reading.
He brought
by
a
that
lot.
guy.
He was like
Yeah.
really
Yeah, he's
going
going
for
for it.
something. Yeah.
Um,
Spanky was fun.
Banky, I always recognize. He's in one scene of Fight Club.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's like later on in the movie when like Ed Norton is like flying around the country like to different like sects of Project Mayhem looking for Tyler Durden.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees this guy. He's a bartender in a bar that he just walks into randomly, and he's wearing like a neck brace, and he says to Ed Norton, "Everything's going to plan, sir."
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember his line?
It's something like that. I don't know if that's exactly it.
And that's 4 years before this. That's pretty cool. I like Spanky
Yeah.
though. He was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun scene.
He wasn't against spanking men also. And I like the part where he tried to choke Angel out and he was like, you can't or crush his windpipe or something. He's like, I'm not using my windpipe because I'm a vampire. I loved that. That was so fun. And then we meet. Oh, we learn that the bomb is inside the little boy. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah had a horrible line here. I don't know why I just called her Sarah. Her name is Eve.
You're on a first name basis with her already.
Well, I do that with everybody, but her character's name is Eve, and she had the line. I think they're talking about Connor or something, maybe. And Angel's like, I don't ever want to hear his name come out of your lips or out of your mouth.
What do you want to see pass through my lips?
Joss,
Mm-hmm.
come on. And I love this line from Fred. She gets really pissed at all of her scientist people, and she's like, "At least if I die, I'd feel happy knowing I'm dying by morons."
No, the only people in the city that deserve it.
Yeah.
Now work the problem, people.
Oh my
Fred is great.
God, Fred.
Have we passed by the part where Fred unveils her huge Dixie Chicks poster in her office?
I think so. Yeah, I didn't know who
I
I
love
didn't
that
know them.
moment.
I was looking
You
at a
don't know the
post.
Dixie Chicks?
I do know them. I was looking at the poster. I didn't. It didn't say the Dixie Chicks on it,
Oh,
and I was
okay,
just looking at three
okay.
women. I was like, who are those people?
They're
And
the
not the
Dixie
Robert
Chicks.
Altman film. Three.
I think
But
at the time it was sort of a political statement to have Fred with a Dixie Chicks poster because they had just done the thing where they came out against George W. Bush and got a lot of
okay,
flack for that because the country music community is very conservative.
right. So I like that. That's pretty cool then.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, that seems significant. The guy seemed to react to it a little bit. Like when he saw it, like drop down.
Knox.
It was a
But
funny
oh,
shot the way it dropped.
what do you think of Knox?
It didn't
You
improve.
hated him.
It didn't
He
improve.
didn't improve.
No,
Okay.
I feel about the same. I did watch it this time, knowing though it was the guy from Buffy, which I
Yeah.
didn't know previously. So, and by the way, Gunn's going through this crazy operation this episode. What is going on with Gunn?
Yeah. He doesn't tell them that he's doing this, but he agrees to it. He feels out of sorts there. He's the liaison to the White Room, but in practice, we don't really know what that
Yeah,
means.
we
And
don't know
clearly,
his
it's not
role.
something he's doing on the regular. And so they put him through this 5 hour long surgery or something where he's
Hmm.
awake the whole time. And we're like putting knowledge of the law in his brain
Yeah, I didn't quite get it. We just kept
to
cutting
be
back
a
to him
lawyer. I
being
remember
tested on.
a couple years after Angel ended, there was this lawyer show that got canceled after one season called Conviction, which is the title of this episode.
Holy
And
shit!
he played a lawyer on that show, and I was like, holy
Wait,
shit,
it's fucking nuts.
yeah.
I like him. He is he's really coming to. I mean, I always liked Gunn, but I like this like buttoned up Gunn. He's pretty cool.
Oh, J. August Richards is quite good. I
Yeah,
just felt like the chemistry with Fred wasn't really there.
they realized the show
Yeah.
did, so good for them. And Gunn, oh, we like save that boy before the team gets there. We like there's like a SWAT team trying to get to the boy, but we save. Like
Oh
Angel
yeah,
breaks
it's
in and
like
gets
the
him.
Wolfram Hart Wet Work Squad,
Yeah,
and
I wasn't really aware of that.
yeah, there was Angel basically fights them, beats the shit out of them. I
Oh
like the
my
part where he
God.
kills that one guy with his own gun.
How
That's
cool
baller.
was that?
Really cool shot.
One of the coolest kills I'd ever seen. This episode featured the greatest oneer of all time, and also one of the greatest, probably the greatest, at least shotgun kill, but one of the greatest kills in anything I'd ever seen. It
It
was
was
so
very cool.
fucking awesome.
Oh,
And Spike
we
or
skipped the part earlier where Angel has to like pick a car
any
out of all
car.
the cars in the
Pick a car,
garage.
any car.
I loved how excited he looked in that scene
Yeah,
where he
I
has
like that
really
too.
good.
He has like a like longer hair a little bit.
He does, yeah.
He's looking good, looking great. I wonder if he's already in talks for the next show. They're like, you got one season left. We got to get you in talks for a new show, Angel, David.
Possible. Yeah, I think this show ends spring of '04. He might have taken 1 year off. Bones might have premiered fall of '05.
I don't know how TV works. I don't know how any of that works. But in that part, that's where we get the title of the episode. The guy says conviction is the most powerful thing in the world. And then Angel says mercy is first. And then shoots him in the face with a shotgun and then walks off.
And one of the dudes says, "What happened to Mercy?" And he
I'm all out,
goes,
pal.
"Yeah."
Or something like that. I don't know what he said. And we're like all celebrating our did a great job, right? We're at Wolfram and Hart, and or we're at the Hyperion Hotel. I forget where we are.
We are definitely not at the Hyperion Hotel. We will never see the Hyperion Hotel again.
Where do we hang out then?
In the
That's
offices.
sad. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right about that episode being so great. The origin story of the hotel.
Yeah,
I took
man.
it for granted. I didn't really understand at the time how significant that was and how lovely the hotel was, how much I love it.
Yeah.
but
That'll
we're
always be the golden age of Angel to me, the Hyperion Hotel years.
I mean this these started out cool. I'm excited for this season.
Hey, so many people. It's not my favorite season of Angel, but it is so many people's favorite season of
Whoa.
Angel. So, maybe you'll be one of those people.
Yeah, who knows? I wasn't as big a fan of 4 as you. I like 2 and 3 more.
Yeah.
So maybe well, we're like all hanging out, like, great job, everybody. And we have mail. Somehow we drop some mail and the
That
amulet
was
falls
set up
out.
earlier in the episode. That mail was given to Angel, and Angel is just basically like, "Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna use Wolfram and Hart as a tool. We're gonna do our jobs here." And he like picks up a piece of mail, almost like to demonstrate, like, this is us moving forward. And the amulet falls out that he had given to Buffy, and
Who who sent that back to them?
well, that'll be a mystery this season.
Ooh, okay.
Mhm.
I like in the next episode, I never thought of this, but in the next episode when Angel's like, Lila gave that to me, so they thought that I was gonna do what Spike did. That means they were trying to kill me. I was like, oh shit, I never thought about that. Because in the last episode, I remember like praising Lila, like thinking that was cool that Lila sort of had uh, an act in saving the world a little bit, but she was maybe trying to set Angel up, which
Mm.
is sad. But Spike is back, and we see Spike, Blondie Bear.
Yeah, that's great. I really like that last shot. There's also speculation that Lila knew that Buffy was going to give it to Spike, and that Spike might be more important to Wolfram and Hart's plans than we already thought, because we are aware of the Shanshu prophecy
Right.
of a vampire with a soul who, is such an important part of the impending end times that he becomes human. And we've assumed the whole series that's Angel because he's the only vampire in the world with a soul. But
Mm-hmm.
now Spike has a soul.
I think it's going to end. One of them gets to live and one of them gets to die, and they have to decide.
One of them gets to die.
Or one of them has to die. Or gets to, because Spike seemed like he wanted to. He's like, sucks when you die and then people bring you back to life, like just let people die. So I think Spike's going to sacrifice himself for Angel so that he can live in LA, and Spike's going to die in LA because he's already dead. Or they're
to
both
live
already
and
dead, but he
to live
already.
and die in LA.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Uh, So that was, I think I liked this one more, probably Conviction. It had all
I
the
I
cool
definitely like
Josh
this one
shit.
more. It's good. It's on par with a lot of the premieres, maybe. Where do I have Deep Down?
Yo, it's crazy you said that. I ranked it right under Deep Down,
Nice.
between Deep Down and Habeas Corpses. That's so crazy you said that. You have Deep Down in the number. Damn. Where do you have Deep Down?
Is it Deep Down?
I thought it was kind of high up. No, it's between Supersymmetry and Loyalty, 45.
That's too low.
Yeah, you have it too low. There you have this big stretch of season 4: Salvage, Shiny Happy People, Habeas Corpses, Peace Out, Orpheus, The Magic Bullet, Calvary, and that's 22 through 28. And then you have Deep Down 45,
That doesn't make
way
any
under it.
sense. I gotta redo this list.
But Inside Out and Supersymmetry are near it. Players is pretty near it.
Okay. I don't know. Where do I have the pilot?
Of what? This show?
Yeah, City of.
You gotta have that pretty low, right? You have that 58 between Hero and Room of View.
Jesus. All
Let
right,
me go like,
put Conviction one slot below Deep Down for now, but I've got to like redo this.
all right, so it's gonna be your 46.
Mhm.
We didn't do MVP, LVP.
Oh, who's your MVP and LVP?
I mean, honestly, the MVP is Joss Whedon, but it can't be, I guess. So who?
I think it's Borean. It's pretty simple. It's Boreana's MVP and Sarah Thompson LVP.
Come on, I'm not gonna go her the LVP. I would rather go. Didn't the I feel like that guy had a friend.
What guy?
Our main guy Fries had a friend. Corbin Fries went in
Oh,
there with a
it was
friend.
his lawyer.
I'm gonna go with that guy, whoever he was,
I thought he was pretty good.
because I liked Spanky. I liked Eve. Harmony is fun. So I'll go him.